Welcome back to HITC Football with me, your host Revboy, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Brazil-Germany game from 2014 World Cup. Germany won the game 7-1. It's forever going to be a meme, forever something that we never forget. So we're going to have a look at the World Cup semi-finalists and where they are now. Let's look at the Brazilian end of the stick in this video, and if you like this one, I'll do the Germany side in our next upload. Brazil's 2014 World Cup exit is an unforgettable moment in football history, for all the wrong reasons.
First corner. Plenty of height on it, it's gone through! Germany score! It's exactly what Brazil was dreading.
With expectation high thanks to emerging stars and being tournament hosts, Brazil delivered throughout and managed to reach the semi-final. Beating Chile and Colombia in the knockout stages process, the stage was set for Brazil, who were just one game away from potentially having the most historical final in search of their 6th World Cup. But as we all know, that didn't happen.
Defence here could let cross in, a chance of a second for Germany. Brazil in real trouble, they're in dire trouble now. We have a World Cup record.
They crashed out of the last four and crashed out hard at the hands of eventual winners Germany. By hard, I mean demolished in a 7-1 thumping that completely ruined what was meant to be their tournament to deliver on, with what was the biggest defeat in Brazilian football since 1920. Falling behind just after 11 minutes, a goal from Thomas Müller, closest record-breaking strike that put Brazil 2-0 down 12 minutes later, his 16th World Cup goal. At 2-0, they catapulted. Toni Kroos grabbed a third merely 2 minutes after close.
And Germany looking good for the final on Sunday. They might get another one here. It's 3-0. It's a run for the Germans. The game may be won and lost inside 25 minutes thanks to the left foot of Toni Kroos.
And the fourth just 2 minutes after that. Sami Khedira then added another one to make it 5-0 after only 29 minutes. So by the end of the first half, Brazil were already 5-0 down. And yeah, we just know it went on to get worse and worse from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through that entire Brazilian squad now and see where they are. Let's crack into it with our goalkeeper, Julio Cesar. Retired. It was his last game for the national team. Cesar endured a miserable night. He conceded a further 3 to the Netherlands in the 3rd place playoff defeat and then retired from international football after the tournament. Cesar continued to play football for another 4 years, retiring in 2018 at Flamengo. Right back, Maicon. Maicon's dreadful night against Germany came after an already poor 2012-2013 season at Manchester City. He was back at Roma for 2013-14 and continued there after the World Cup until 2016. Now aged 40, he still hasn't officially retired, but has been without a club since last year, where he just left San Marino, based outfit Trey Penny. On to our first centre-back, and we've got Dante, who's at Nice. Remembered best for his trophy-laden spell with Bayern Munich, Dante was the man selected to fill the void left by Silva. It didn't pay off. He left Bayern for Wolfsburg in 2015 and joined Nice a year later, where he remains today aged 38, serving as captain. Next centre-back, David Luiz, Flamengo. One of the worst performers of the night, Brazil looked lost without Thiago Silva. Luiz was all over the show and with an ill-disciplined display was one of the worst in a terrible team on that night. But other than that, David Luiz had a stellar career. After returning to Chelsea from PSG in 2016, he left once again in 2019 for a forgettable spell at Arsenal and now plays back in Brazil at Flamengo. Left back, Marcelo. Just coming to his best years in Europe with Real Madrid at the time, 2014 was Marcelo's first World Cup, and what started so well ended in the worst way possible. He's since become a 5-time Champions League winner with Real Madrid, but will leave the club after 15 years of service ahead of the 22-23 season. Just before we crack into the midfield, I'd love it if you could all please like and smash that like button. Make sure you do subscribe as well, and also while you're at it, why not leave a comment letting me know what you want to see next. But cracking straight into it, let's start with Luiz Gustavo, Fenerbahce, centre mid. Gustavo was a key for Brazil, playing every minute up until the quarter-final against Colombia, which he missed out on due to suspension. Unfortunately for him, he would have been better sitting out of the semi-final as well. He left Wolfsburg after a strong 4-year spell in 2017 for Marseille, and has been playing for Fenerbahce since 2019. Next centre mid, Fernandinho, Manchester City. Fernandinho has managed to salvage his reputation tremendously well since that night in Brazil, where he was hooked after a nightmare 45 minutes. He will leave Manchester City ahead of this season that just started as a 5-time Premier League winner and one of the greatest ever servants to the club. In the can we have Oscar, Shanghai Poor. The only man to really get anything from the game was Oscar, with his goal being the only good thing, I guess you could say, for Brazil on that night. To everybody's surprise, he left Chelsea in 2017 to sign for Chinese Super League outfit Shanghai Port for a record £67 million. Amazingly, he's remained there ever since, playing his peak years completely away from the top level. What could have been? In at right mid, we've got Hulk, Atletico Mineiro. It's remarkable to think that Hulk never got the top European move he was so often linked with. He spent his best years with Zenit and Shanghai SIPG, now Shanghai Port in China, before returning to Brazil with Atletico Mineiro. In 2021, he returned to the Brazil squad for his first game since 2016. Left mid, Bernard. Bernard's first start of the tournament was the 7-1 defeat, which says a lot about how much of a miss Neymar was after being ruled out with injury. He continued to impress at Shakhtar Donetsk until 2018, when he joined Everton for a free. He then played for Emirates side Shahi FC since 2021, and he's amazingly still only 29 years old. And he's still at Shaha FC today. Final player of the list, and just before I get to it, because I'm not going to do a long outro, thank you ever so much for watching till this point, but let's just crack into it with Fred. Fred's entire 2014 campaign was criticised for being underwhelming, but that kicked into overdrive after the 7-1 defeat, where he barely ran and was jeered throughout by his own fans. He retired from international football after the tournament, and he spent his career within Brazil ever since. Now aged 38, he's now playing for Fluminense and still getting many minutes off the bench. But that just about wraps up the video. I hope you all did enjoy very much as I liked making it. If you do like it and you want to see something similar, let me know by smashing the like button. Also, while you're there, make sure you leave a comment down below. Give me your thoughts and opinions. Why not? But it's been your host RevBoy, that's R to the E to the V to the BOI III, link in the description. Thanks for watching. All the best.